Hello, brothers and sisters of the Briar. Professor Jeremiah here, and
Steve, Three Rivers, welcome. Falcon Friday.
to the Falcon Friday. And we have a few people already in the waiting room, so we're going to go ahead and jump out the gate here. Just to say, this is our Falcon Friday. If you wanted to be a part of this, it's still not too late. You can email me at professorjeremiah@gmail.com. The only requirement is that you have your Falcon pipe, and I will send you the invitation. Now we're going to go ahead and open the floodgates and start letting folks join us.
Marvelous. What are you smoking there, Professor, in your Falcon?
Going to ask me the shape. I am smoking the Ruins of Windsor.
Wow.
Squire.
That sounds like a rebel blend.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, yes.
Hello.
There's Tree. We were wondering if we would see you today.
Oh yes.
Got Bud.
Got it.
Tree came in and went out. We lost.
I know. He was teasing us. Oh no, it wasn't him. It was yeah, and we got, is it Michael there, Central Cal Piper? He's on hold. Well, welcome everybody. Yeah. Well, if I may, I'll just let you know what I'm smoking. It's a Dover rusticated on my Falcon bronze there, and in it, last week, saying to Professor, Richard Batchelor, who you see him comment quite often on people's videos, recommended this. I don't know if you can read Alsbo Black. Alsbo Black. That's all I can tell you. But it's Virginia and Cavendish, and it's got a vanilla essence and pistachio. That's the ingredients, and it's I'm really enjoying it. So thank you, Richard, for recommending that. Does anyone else come across that blend?
Many years ago.
I've seen it in the shop, but
Now, so is this only open to us, Paul? We can only get this in the UK. I got this from my smoking shop in Preston.
I had it in the 1990s, the last time I tried it.
1990s, really? So it's been around a while, and I see it on the thing. I know, but you didn't like it.
No, I haven't had it since.
No. Well, I've been smoking it sparingly, and it's not my usual tipple. You know, I like the strong Gareth Hogarth, Samuel Gareth. Well, if I open the drawer now, it's apart from Condor. I have been smoking that quite regularly, just lately. Revo plug. But I usually have two bowls and then stand back before the.
But I said I've got the Ruins of Windsor, and I might have reviewed this. I'm going to have to go back and see. This is a Gold Virginia, and even has some Perique in it, Burley and Turkish. So I think it's the Perique of the Turkish, which I like the most. So Reed, do you have the Bud? Do you have the 40 millimeter chimney, or that doesn't look like the 50, but there's the 50.
I would say it's pretty close to that. It's probably more a 40. It's one that Chris from Copperbeard Pipeworks made. It's one of his first first bowls that he turned. So
What kind of lock? He's locking up on us.
He'll come back. Paul, may I ask what you're smoking there? What particular pipe and bowl have we got?
Well, as a tribute to you three Rivers, I went out specially and bought some rich dark honeydew.
Oh, brilliant. Do you know, well done, Paul. Well, that's the other thing I've got here open, is the Rich dark honeydew.
Mm,
Oh, now they call it spring dew, don't they?
they do, yeah.
So the
It's
kids
very
don't start chomping on it.
white bowl I've got here is this, I believe, is called the snifter.
The snifter. No, that appeared last week, a month ago.
Yeah.
Last time we had a live.
Yeah.
The snifter.
So I
Yeah.
should really be speaking to be smoking some rum flake or something in it, but
Yeah.
oh, well done! Look at that.
Yeah. I'd never seen this bowl before, and all of a sudden I saw it like in 3 or 4 different offerings, and I got it with a little package deal, but which I'm not ready to reveal just yet.
You
but-
get the Meerschaum lined one, or
No, I still want a Meerschaum lined bowl. That's I almost would rather have a Meerschaum lined bowl than I want a Meerschaum bowl, but I'm just not finding a Meerschaum bowl that I'm happy with or that's affordable. Most of them are just too expensive, but I just don't see one I really like. That's a Meerschaum.
Yeah, it is. It's a coloured one, quite small, and as you say, quite expensive. This was about 40 English pounds,
Wow, yeah,
which
That's-
is
that's about the
for a
price
bowl
of
from Falcon.
US dollars to. I mean,
Yeah,
equivalent price.
yeah.
I hope
Mike?
Reed joins us again, or Bud. I mean, come back in if you can. Hopefully, California didn't just fall off into the ocean.
Michael, what have you got there?
Oh, he's still there, so you're still good. Maybe it's just Bud's part of California that fell off.
Right.
Or he may have been ousted. I saw that he had on there that he's the president now of the Pipe Club. So he's coming back in at the moment. So don't talk bad about it right now. But now
Well done.
now it just says acting president. I don't know what that means. But
Mm.
that's a Meerschaum lined. Hang on.
That
Meerschaum
looks country.
snifter.
Mm.
oh yeah.
I've got one of my new pipes, which is a gold coloured one.
Hmm.
I've had to replace the bowl and the mouthpiece. They was horrible, but it only cost me £1.
Oh,
Oh, Bud, you had me worried when you came back in. It didn't have club president, so I thought there might have been a coup in between you
That's true.
getting dropped out or not.
Yeah, they would do that, I'm sure. So
can I just mention Paul talking about Rich Dark Honeydew and our friend Uncle Jack Hargreaves. I read this book, Paul, and in it he talks about the old man when he's growing up on this farm, and I'm thinking in this book that's his dad, and he never calls him dad, but it's not his father. Apparently, I've been reading this book now, which is about the man. It's called Jack's Country by Paul Peacock. And it is very revealing into the background and history of the man. I mean, we're really getting into the corners. And this book, the information from it has been put together by family and friends. But in it, so he was born in Yorkshire, but grew up on the farm down below and then went into to college. But there's something, if I can read to you, because we've been talking about why did he go for the Falcon? What was his original pipe tobacco? And my 100% belief is it was Gallagher's Rich Dark Honeydew. But if you think these people aren't pipe smokers and they sort of pick up on things Chinese whispers, but it says here, all through his life, Jack had smoked the same tobacco, Gallagher's Honey Rub. So I think it's probably the same tobacco we believe it is. But then he go on to say, so that the pipe, when he died, when he went to the home, on the table there was just his pipe his Falcon. That was it.
Oh,
And they said it'd be the pipe.
wake up anyway.
Yeah, so the pipe smelt inexorably of Jack. It had been one of his last. The bowl heavily scarred. We talked about the bowl being worked down, heavily scarred by constant use. It was a modern pipe about which Jack raved as Pipe Smoker of the Year. Breakthroughs in smoking technology, such as a center cooling spindle, had been important. Had all this now reduced to the effect of a single smell, a memory, and evoking of things now past. But I'm well into this book, but it's sort of revealing, you know, some of those, taking off the wallpaper and see what was there in the previous decade. So I can recommend this book. It was previously, I think it came out under another name at one time. But it says Jack's Country by Paul Peacock. I think it was a portrait. Yeah, but there we go. You can get it on eBay, Amazon, whatever. But certainly a good read if you like to know more about the man and his history.
His Wikipedia entry. He had quite a colourful personal life, I think. Counts.
Well, that endorses it, Paul. Really does. Yeah, he was a bit of a lad. He was a bit of a lad, a colourful character, and he loved life. He loved life. Yeah.
Well, I just find it interesting that here he drives towards all this nostalgia of things that are old, but then he chooses a modern pipe.
What?
You know, it's almost a contradiction.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm busy. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Well, apparently when he was younger at home, he was a bit of a rebel because he easily got bored. So he needed things to do. And although his real father loved him, because he was trying to get the reins on him, he sort of pushed him back a bit. So they ended up going to this farm where they used to go on holidays, I believe. I could be totally wrong here. And so one of his duties was milking the small herd there of cows. So twice a day, 6 o'clock in the morning before breakfast and going to school, and 6 o'clock in the evening before doing his homework and having his tea. So all those, you know, what we're going to do today, destructive, was harnessed into constructive. And then from there, he developed things and learnt about things and was very useful around the farm, shall we say. Well, he kept us in suspenders this one last time, didn't he, Ron?
Yeah.
He did, and now the riffraff has joined the room.
Well, guys, I have to go back to work before my supervisor comes looking for me. So nice hanging out.
Nice to see you.
Well,
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Nice to
hold
see
on
you.
a sec. Hold on a sec.
Before you go, your shirt wins first prize so far.
Hold on
Thank
a
you.
sec. I got a pipe you need to see before you go.
Go, Michael.
Yeah. Hey, let us know what were you smoking?
I have some Persian slipper
Oh,
and my
Oh, Sherlock Holmes.
Persian slipper. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
One second.
yeah, Persian slipper. That's really my favorite Oriental blend of today. Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess Tree wins the prize for the biggest Falcon.
Wow. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it must be from a display or something.
Damn.
You've gotten really tiny.
It's pretty realistic, isn't it?
Yeah,
I did.
yeah. It even got a quarter of a turn and the bowl comes off.
Is it smokable, theoretically?
When
No.
When did you pick that up, Chris?
Yesterday.
Well, can I say, is it Saint Claude? Saint Claude in France. In the village there, they've got a huge pipe, and they reckon it's the largest in the world. Well, Tree, I think you may have just knocked him off the perch there.
The largest falcon.
Mm.
I think originally it was given to someone in the Reading area.
Okay.
The bloke I bought it off, he does steam rallies, you know, with traction engines and that. And it was given to his dad in the 60s.
Wow. That
Around
is
the Reading area. So
Very cool. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Most excellent.
we said
Bye,
that you
guys.
were going to be the Blue Falcon, so I guess you truly now you just got to get the outfit.
yeah, well, it's
Oh. Well, we've got Ron with us, but not with us. I don't know. Maybe he'll get in here in a little while.
Has anyone got a Falcon International?
No,
I have not.
yeah.
Are they,
There you go.
allowed in the room?
I've got a.
They're interesting because they come with these little filters,
Yeah.
huh?
which I don't really like that much. But
No.
John, you know the guy who does the who sits outside with the gargoyle, John something fine art. I forget his name.
John, yes. John
He-
Andrews.
He uses a Savinelli Balsa filter, which works, I think, better. But
Oh.
yeah, these are the international.
Well, John has had an invite, Paul. So he may turn up. Hopefully, if he's out there, I don't know if you've checked the chat room, Professor, but Ken Byron's out there.
Okay, that's the backcountry.
There's a vent version.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize I had a bent version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have backcountry pipe. Said hello from Nova Scotia. So hello, Nova. Scotia.
that's Mark, isn't it? Is he there? Is he still there? I've just seen a message. It doesn't. It's Mark backcountry.
Says we got 9 people watching.
Oh,
I'm smoking some of Ken Byron's early morning pipe.
Get hold of them.
Is that a Lasicare base?
So, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
They got.
Say it again.
What's the base of tobacco in that?
It's burley, and then it's got a coffee topping to it, kind of thing, and it's we drink with coffee. You know what I mean? And it's one of my favorite blends. I've reordered from him a few times now. So, and you know, the topping is it's subtle. You know what I mean? It's not like in your face
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, but it's just there.
Yeah, backcountry pipe says yes, it's Mark. So yes, Mark. So great to have you with us. Well, do we? I hadn't looked it up yet. Does anybody know the name of that bowl shape?
No.
that's it. It's John Richard Hewitt, Paul. I'm sure he would probably
That's
know
right.
that. Yeah, I'm sure he would probably know that bowl. What was it? Was it rusticated, Professor?
Yeah, it's rusticated.
It's not the Bantam, is it?
No, because here's the band.
That's straight, isn't it? The Bantam.
I can't remember what that one is actually. It's
Yes,
like
it is.
Dublin, isn't it? Really, but
Yeah, well, I've got the Dublin rusticated here, which is fairly straight up, and we believe that was the one. Sorry,
Oh.
because it's straight.
So Algiers might be.
Yeah.
Also.
And it says in the book here that it'd been well gnarled and cut and shaved. So when it sees, you know, in the later years, you see it down. The other one we think might be, and I've seen it in the books, is where it's this bowl which looks like the Dover. This is the Dover. And I'm thinking his history, Dover, Devon, Cornwall type of thing, he might have gone for that. I know it's across the other side of the coast, but there we go.
I think it might be the fourth one in on that box, but this one's rusticated where that one's not. What is that?
Trouble is that says billiard.
Mm.
Okay.
And that one says apple.
Yeah, so it'd be
Algiers on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got an Algiers.
And they do a Dover.
Mm. Well, that's one I've got here, the Dover. Oh, there you go, bud. Look at that. You see, when you're club president, you get these things sent to you with a courier on a motorbike.
Actually, I think that one's the hyperbole.
But if he still has it in his possession, once he is removed from club president, he could be in big trouble.
Sorry, Paul, what was that bowl you had then?
I think this one is the hyperbole.
I've not heard of that. I haven't seen one like that before.
It's on the it's I quite like this range because some of the Falcon bowls are quite small, aren't they?
Yeah.
Some of them are very big, like the Professor's got, but this seems to me to be a sort of like a happy. Oh, you've got the same one there, yeah.
Yeah, and this one's a smooth.
Yeah.
Rusticated.
I think it's the hyperbole.
Yep. Big bowl.
Yeah, but I've got the rusticated version.
Pied Piper says, "Hey guys, welcome. We got 12 watching."
Ooh.
Box office.
Yeah.
I was watching some videos, a YouTube channel called Duncan Siller, SILLAR, and he basically was going on about Falcons and Kirsten pipes, and
All right.
but his last video was about 2 years ago. So I don't know whether he's still contactable or not. Ron's having problems, is he?
Yeah, I think so.
He's been trying to keep his powder dry, but he's not working. That's the problem.
Mm.
You do know he's got a musket next to his chair. That's the thing. He's always ready.
And probably a cavalry sword.
Hmm. Doesn't do things by half.
No.
So,
Ready in case the redcoats show back up. No offense.
Right.
Bud and I are in the minority today.
there you go. Paul, so what do you think? You've smoked Rich Dark Honeydew before, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I first got it when I went to the there's a pipe shop in Reading. I don't know if you've ever been to the one in Reading. It's in the little arcade place.
Yeah.
No, I've worked down in Reading, but I've not been round the shops.
It's not far from the railway station. I was actually on my way to Exeter from Paddington in London. So the train stopped in Reading. I got off the train, and within an hour, I'd been to the pipe shop, had a chat with the proprietor, got the Rich Dark Honeydew, and then I was back on the train going down to Exeter. So I was a happy man.
Mm.
It's owned by Havana House now.
Is it? I see.
Yeah. The old boy retired.
Did he? Yeah.
There's one of Simon's videos. London Calling with Simon. He went there on the last day of the bloke who owned the shop in there, and he was sort of like Havana House was taking it over from there.
Yeah.
So you might be able to look back and find that.
Yeah.
So what? Havana House seems to be buying a lot of shops over here.
Oh, is that a good thing?
Well, I suppose if buying shops, it means they're making money.
Mm.
They ain't gonna keep buying shops if they ain't.
Yeah, I suppose if it's your local, you should support it. But I like to think of the independents. There's one in Bolton there, and obviously Preston, and we've got Sam with GQ Tobaccos.
Yeah.
There's a few others around in Yorkshire, isn't there?
Yeah.
Right. Swan, is it Swan? Black Swan? Black Swan. Sorry, I hear these things move around, but I don't know too much about them. Well, I know GQ Tobaccos and my smoking shop have been tremendous, and it is family orientated. You know, they're on your side. They're your consultants. They want to help you get what you're looking for, and they do well. In fact, my smoking shop, we did talk about the tribute pipe to Jack R. Greaves, and I spoke to them a week ago, wasn't it? 2 weeks. Anyway, within a couple of days, there's I think 5 or 6 pipes gone out, and quite a lot of accoutrements in forms of different bowls and such have gone to different places. One went to the States, and the others into UK, Europe. But you know, they were delighted with, and we were delighted with the response. But there we go. Just in case anyone's interested, they do cover all the United States and Canada, but do not sell into South America, and 80% of Europe is covered as well. So generally, you probably find they will be able to get that unique bowl, or hopefully the Jack R. Greaves tribute pipe. But there we go. They're happy, we're happy.
3 and 3 Rivers. Are you doing the UK pipe show? Sorry.
Sorry?
You go to the UK pipe show, either of you, 3 and 3 Rivers?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll be there.
I'll
Yeah.
see you there. I'll see you there, Tree.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
sorry.
I was going to say, just for folks today, I don't know what the time period is on this, but just to give a little free ad here, smoking pipes today is 15% off of all new pipes. So, you know, that would include their Falcons, I would assume. So, you know, might be worth you checking out.
Mm.
Yeah, I haven't decided just yet, Paul, if I'm going down. I'd like to go, but there's family commitments and such, and football matches with grandson and such. And as soon as we know, then I can make a decision then. Have you been before, Paul?
Not to that one. I used to be a member of the pipe club, the London Pipe Club.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, but then my son started playing football on a Saturday, so
Yeah.
I couldn't make it. But
No.
it'd be nice to see you there.
Well, it all depends what commitments I have here. But Chris, Tree,
Yeah.
when you go down, is it car parking? Someone said there's a car park near to the Canal Tavern. Is it Canal Tavern?
Canal House.
Canal House. Yeah,
All right.
the car park's directly across the road from it.
All right. Okay. The thing is, yeah. Well, I'm not on social media, so I know all the advertising promotions been on social media, so I'm sort of getting it all second-hand type of thing. Well, there we go. But it starts at what time?
12, I think.
12 on Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, probably 12. Open the doors at the bit upstairs.
And Jeremiah and Bud, you're welcome to come too.
Pretty great. Actually, I'm going to a pipe show next weekend at the Vegas.
Oh well, that'll be a much bigger affair for sure.
Yeah, Jim. Yeah, well, he lives in Las Vegas, one of our YTPC members. Desert Pine Piper.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I'll probably see him there. I understand. So.
Yeah, he was on Chad's last night.
There'll be a few presenters there, I'm sure. Smoking Cardboard, Steve, you'll be there.
It's Steve, yeah.
You know, Paul, you were mentioning there earlier. I was really jealous of somebody living in Southern California of hearing about a guy taking the train to his pipe store. You know what I mean? Picking it up. It's awesome.
Well, Ron, I thought the Yankees had got you.
Finally made it.
Hello, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
I had to switch devices, and then it finally fighting it long enough it started working.
Cool.
And Chris, huh? The kids.
Hey?
Said, your pipe made me think of the movie Honey, I Shrank the Kids.
Yeah. I'm taking it to the pipe show in case someone offers a free bowl.
Oh yeah.
Have you got a wheelbarrow, Chris?
I could just get some wheels put on that, can I?
You could.
Be stealing my wheelchair to put it in.
Yeah, I'll kick her out of the wheelchair and
Oh, yeah. Oh, yellow card, Professor. Come on. If that'd be me, it'd be the straight red. Well, you can take it on Ron's shirt there, Chris. That's a yellow shirt.
okay.
Ron, was that tobacco you held up? Was it Nation?
Brother. One of the old cowboy blends.
All right.
Oh, Five Brothers. Yeah.
Oh, that should have come with a pouch with a little bit of string round the top.
I have one of those too.
All right.
Is that very strong tobacco, Ron? Five Brothers. Is it very strong?
It's about like a Simois.
I've never had that either.
Is that a burley? Is that mainly burley?
It's a burley.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people. They say it's really strong, and it's full flavored tobacco. It has quite a nicotine hit.
We Stroll and a bowl says, good chat, guys, having a bowl of Saint Bruno.
That's my staple, St. Bruno, I think.
That's what I'm smoking.
Yeah.
Good man.
I haven't quite got enough for a bowl though.
Oh.
That
Sorry,
would
Paul.
take probably a couple of hundred pouches to fill your
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul, what part of England are you in, roughly?
I'm in Cambridgeshire.
Oh, Cambridge, right. Yeah, I've got...
So I'm about
out there.
18 miles away, 18 miles north of Cambridge. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm a Yorkshireman originally.
Right. Well, what part of Yorkshire?
West Yorkshire. Place called Dewsbury.
Oh, right. I've been to Dewsbury, and it was along with Warrington Rugby League at the time.
I can imagine.
Neither are having so good a time at the moment. But Cambridge, that's where.
Falcon Friday.
Correct.
He
He doesn't live there now, though, does he? Is he more
I
north?
think he's moved up somewhere in Norfolk. Is it Aylsham? Somewhere up that way.
Well, I think he's in the States at the moment. His last remit.
Seems to be busier than ever now he's retired.
Yeah.
well, that's what my dad said. He said he was busier once he retired than he was when he was working.
No, that's true.
Bad thing if you're doing the things that you want to do, is it really? So
Oh, that's good.
Well, sorry, the Belgium tobacco. Who was on that? Was it you, Ron? Sorry. You said it tasted like that. Sorry, I forget the name of it. Yes, and that's Belgium, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because I contacted a chap there that it's all like a cottage industry. He grows the leaf, matures it, and everything else. And I sent him an email saying, "Is there any way I can buy some of your tobacco here in the UK?" His reply, "No." That was it. I thought he was going to let me down gently. No. Didn't even say no. It was no. But I imagine it does burn. If you're not careful, it can burn rather quick, can it?
It's a shag, what I call a shag type. So it's or a ribbon shag. So you pack it really tight. Even then, to me, it smokes pretty quick, but that may be me.
Yeah, France is supposed to be a bit of a weird one to get tobacco out of.
Yeah, this was Belgium. I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate being called French. But there you go. Let's call him French.
Yeah.
Just based on the email he sent me.
No.
A year ago, I went to Munich, and I went to the pipe shop there called Pfeiffer Huber, and they produce some of their own tobaccos, I think, which are produced by Coalhouse and Kopp. But I got hold of this one, Virginia Golden Flake, which is absolutely superb if you're a Virginia lover. Really, really top class. And I've smoked a few Virginias.
What's the leaf like, Paul? Is it light and dark golden?
It's a sort of a, let me get it out of my jar. I have it in the jar. Yes.
Now, is that fairly earthy tasting?
Yeah.
I'm not very good at describing how tobaccos taste. It's in a long sort of flake.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I'll try them
It's
again.
quite dark, isn't it?
Quite dark, yeah. But it's just got a sweetness and an aroma to it, which is, and it's really, really good. I mean, if you've got to sip it slowly, but and in a quite a small bowl, actually, Falcon would be good. I was quite impressed with the tobacco shops in Munich, I have to say.
I'm busy.
Ron, that Falcon you've got there, how long have you had that?
Long time.
Hmm.
Probably 20 years.
20 years. So 20 years. Yeah, I'll not ask you where it was made because tobacco might fall out. But I'm just saying, originally it was Chicago. And then after the war, they were being made in the World War II, being made in England after that. Because I think during the war, all the aluminium was being used for Land Rover. Well, not Land Rovers were after the war, weren't they? But Jeeps and tanks and such, and Mustangs and Spitfires.
So I have another one. It says it was made in Ireland.
All right. Well, I've never heard that before, but there you go.
I could be mistaken because it's one of my pipes has gone AWOL. They're still packed in storage. I hope.
Absent without leave.
Yeah. So the man, let's see, the man that had made these, designed these, there's a book you can find on Amazon and get a, what do you call a Kindle copy, I guess. And it's about the Falcon pipes. From the Ashes, I believe is the title of it. It's really interesting. It's more history of the Falcon pipe than you'd ever want to know. It's the granddaughter found all of his business papers and his diaries about it. about the Falcon pipes, and it goes into great detail of the business aspect of it.
Well, yeah. I know you were trying to get in last time, but Silviu from Romania, Bucharest, he gave us a little background to the history on Falcon. And obviously with Chris supporting him, he had every model bringing him out of his box there.
Yeah, I was kind of saying that Chris may have some. I just got this one. It's not been cleaned up, but one of the things I noticed, this stem is coming out. And for those who are curious what it looks like when it comes out, that's what you got. But we've kind of been told not to really try to force yours out because this is pretty small.
Yeah, it's very thin.
So
Very
you might have trouble really getting it back on there if you tried to force it out. But that one was already loose. So just thought you'd like to see, because I was curious what the fitting was like. I wasn't very sure what that was going to be like. So
Yeah, we're saying it's very brittle, isn't it? Sorry, Paul.
So when I bought the international, I bought the dental stem because I quite like the dental stem because it's good for when you're driving in the car. But it was quite roughly molded, so I had to take some fine grained sandpaper to get rid of the what was quite a rough protruding edge, but it worked well enough.
They don't call it dental bit now, do they? They call it like I'll not say it's utilitarian, but something along those lines.
Yeah.
Universal, whatever. Yeah.
Well, I think they're quite good, those. And Falcon actually do them with a textured bit as well, don't they, for extra grip.
Every day's a school day.
Yeah. I mean, normally they got Falcon made in England written on there. I can get into focus. Yeah. But I've got a couple that have just got Falcon written on them.
That's what this one is.
So I don't know if that was made in England or not. I know they had a problem when they first had them in England and had to change it to Alco. Because someone else was using the name Falcon. But they had a totally different system of totally different bowls.
Can I ask a question about the dry rings that you put in the Falcon?
Yeah.
It says on the packet that you can have many smokes with one dry ring, but I change it every smoke because the amount of gunk around after one smoke, I can't imagine what it would taste like after 2 or 3 bowls.
yeah, I didn't realize it said that, but yeah, I really couldn't imagine. If I didn't have another one to put in there, I would just as soon as not have one in there at all than to have one that's already been in there a little bit. But this is the first, it's only been really since I guess the last month or two that I've had any of these. I've never had them. I always just made my own from a pipe cleaner. And I always just left it. I think Steve has stripped it to still have the wire to put in. I've just left it almost maybe like 3/4 and left a gap in it when I made my own. But yeah.
Guys, I found that book that Ron was talking about, Back from the Ashes, uncovered the gel and like Kindle, whole $1.49.
Breaking up, bud.
Back in the Ashes is the Kindle book that Ron was talking about. It's G.L. Hunt is the guy. And it's $1.49 on Kindle.
Oh.
I put it in the chat. So
Yeah, he said Back from the Ashes, uncovering the lost history of G.L. Hunt and the Falcon Pipe.
When
I said you will learn. You will find out more information you ever wanted.
it's someone bug who invented it.
Paul, John with his gargoyle, and I do like to. I like to think it's called Gareth. Gareth the gargoyle. He said he's going to be smoking some Kendall Flake.
Yes,
Yeah. Have you smoked that before?
I probably have, but I can't remember it.
I can't place it. And probably back in the annals of time, I've had a go at it. But I've never found, not the ones I've smoked anyway, any problems at all with the Gareth Hogarth or Samuel Gareth blends. So this is the book.
Yeah.
Oh. Amazon.
Illinois State Historical Society 2008 book reward.
Wow.
Must all try and get a copy.
Yeah, that's a must-have for us Falcons.
That's going on my Christmas list. Well, they won't buy me tobacco, but they'll buy me books. So, although my good lady does buy me pipes, she's fine. But the son, daughter, no, it's a no. But certainly, if I ask for a book, I usually get it. There's one that has been elusive to me, and it's May Gray's memoirs. And I'm not sure if it was written in the 50s, originally in French. Georges Simenon, he's another Belgian, isn't he? But it's the character talking to the author, I believe, about his exploits. And I thought, well, that's going to be fascinating, isn't it? And, and May Gray, a pipe smoker, Georges Simenon, a pipe smoker. I think he's very much in the Dunhill kind of, Dunhill tobacco and pipes, I believe.
Yes, I did say he was a Dunhill aficionado, wasn't he?
And it was it's Dunhill, and I've smoked it before, so my brain goes. It's the one that with the C association. Oh,
well, he's actually trying to set the reader straight on his history.
Is that what it is? Have you looked it up? Well,
No,
it still sounds.
I didn't look it up.
Oh, you're his non-de-plume.
I read it.
He's your non-de-plume. It's like Buddy Holly. He dies in 1957, and he had a hit after hit after hit into the 60s. I'm sure he was in the back room somewhere. Who's Buddy Holly? Some kids are saying no. Yeah. Really? Yeah. So what is it?
His biggest hit was The Ground.
Oh, that second yellow. That must be a red now, mustn't it? Eh? First red of the Falcon series.
Oh dear.
No, I think it's a second. I got one very ungraciously given to me for no reason whatsoever, only just turning up.
You get a yellow just for turning up.
Yeah. But yes, I would like to find that book in English, because the ones I did find were in French. So I can find it, and they do exist. They're probably a new paperback somewhere, but I will track it down at some stage. Royal Yacht, Paul.
Oh, that tobacco nearly killed me when I first.
Yeah, well, that's the one that Georges Simenon was, just bowl after bowl after bowl when he was. You see his desk. You know, if you see photographs, I think you find Royal Yacht there.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy that. He nearly killed you.
Well, I thought it was very, very strong, actually.
It is.
The other tobacco, which really made me feel ill, was Peterson's Irish Flake.
I've just been smoking that.
You've got the physique for it, Three Rivers, you see.
Really, I think I've got the immunity for it. I probably cut my veins. It's probably come out like tar. But there you go. But they are. I do enjoy those. Hello, hello. What's he doing?
Ah, he's got the book that you're after.
You naughty boy. I think you should give yourself a yellow for that. Was that off Amazon?
Huh?
Is it in English?
Oh no, brother, you're gonna have to learn to read French. No,
Pardonnez-moi.
no, it's in English.
Yeah. We did win Agincourt, so it should be.
Don't worry, it's it's headed your way.
Oh, you're joking?
I've got one more chapter to finish.
Oh, you're too kind. Right.
Hopefully you won't mind a used book.
Oh, not at all. I'd rather have in a place in Scotland called Wigton. It's in Dumfries and Galloway, or Wigtonshire. It's called the Book Town, and it's full of second-hand book shops, but they reckon there's at least 65,000 pre-loved books in those libraries and shops at any one time.
The thing I liked is on the back it lists all of the Maigret books.
Wow. Well, he was knocking about like no one's business. He used to be a journalist, I believe. Georges Simenon. So he was used to hitting the deadlines. So he was a prolific writer. So yet again another man who liked the ladies, apparently, allegedly. So Tree said.
Yeah, so you set me on trying to find the unobtainable, and I found it.
And
but it was misrepresented. It said that this was the French and English edition, and so I was actually kind of excited about that. And then it was just the English edition. But either way works.
Well, I'll be sending you something that's been pre-loved as well. Well, I'll not tell you what it is, and it's not Janet.
Can anyone have that book? This is my pipe smoking Bible when I was a student.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who's that by, Paul?
Richard Carlton Hacker.
Is it Hay on Wye? Is it, Paul, the famous? Is it in England or Wales? I'm never sure. Because the River Wye goes down the borders there.
It's on the border, isn't it?
Yeah, but Hay on Wye is a famous book town.
Yeah. I thought that was Ross on Wye.
Sorry.
I think it's Hay on Wye for the book festival.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
2-1, Chris. 1.5 to 1 because my brain's gone.
My geography's not the best.
He's looking it up now, and it's who's who of book towns. So who didn't get the card stamp today? We've got Copperbeard's missing. Pied Piper.
Copper is his daughter, grandmother.
We lost you there, El Presidento.
Chris,
That Country Pipe says he's currently enjoying a 1964 Pardon Natural cigar. And Rick Farwell says that he also makes his filter from a cut up pipe. So I put my email address in there. I know we're kind of probably getting towards the end of our visit, but I put it there. If somebody did want to shoot a message and join, they can. And if not, you have a heads up for the next time we get together.
Well, Mark, I hope he's still listening. He's just come back from Scotland and he was based in Edinburgh. And I was saying to him in correspondence together, he was probably less than an hour's drive from the River Tweed at Kelso, where there's a very famous junction for salmon fishing, because he's a keen fisherman and country sportsman in general. But I know he enjoys tying his own flies as well. So yeah, maybe one day, Mark, we can meet up and wet a line together. You never know. But Kelso's a beautiful place to stay itself. It's got cobbled streets and a wonderful history. But there we go.
Three Rivers, how far away are you from Warrington?
From the centre of Warrington, 3 miles.
How many?
3.
Wow.
Hop, skipping several jumps, so to speak. Why do you say that? Do you know Warrington? Or you might mention the Warrington Rugby League.
I sometimes go up there and have to visit for work. So
give us a shout, please.
Yeah,
do.
I will do. Yeah, because I normally stay overnight, so I will.
Well, one of my videos is the Ferry Tavern, and that's literally 7 minutes walk from my front door. And yeah, like anywhere in England, you can't smoke indoors, but it's quite a lovely place to just while away a few hours and sit along the river there. In fact, the salmon are quite prolific now coming up the Mersey, both in spring and the autumn, late autumn. And if you're patient, you might just see one. Yeah. But you certainly see them up at the weir at Warrington. They will jump there as they make their way up into the headwaters of the Pennines for spawning. Can you hear Uncle Jack? I've got him on again today.
I can't hear it.
You can't. That's
when I change pipes. This is Sunset Rum from Sutliff, as far as what I've got in it. This was my first Falcon.
Quite like those Falcons which have got the coloured metal in them, and the was twisted. I forget what they call them. They look quite funky, actually.
Shillelagh.
Thank you.
That's it, Shillelagh. Yeah.
I haven't got one.
I'll give it a week.
I was in Havana House the other week, and I was looking at the Shillelaghs, and I said, how much is a Shillelagh without the bowl? He said £34. But with the bowl, it's £36.
No brainer.
Yeah.
Wonder the country is going to the dogs.
But I resisted.
So did you ask him how much just for the bowl?
Yeah, I should have said, well, there's £2. I'll have the bowl.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Good evening, I'm Alan Sinclair. Sounds like something from science fiction, gathering solar power in space and beaming it down to Earth. In fact, it's already technically feasible, and some of the development work is happening here and now.
So, Professor, when are you next visiting Britain?
Oh, I don't know. I would love to come back again. I've never made it outside of London, so I need to make it beyond London at some point.
Well, if you're routing through London anywhere, let me know, because It's about 50 minutes away on the train from me.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I normally stay out. There's an old guest house that used to be known as the Foreign Mission Club out in Highbury, and that's
Oh, yeah.
normally where I stay. Now it's called the Highbury Center, but it's an old, old kind of way station for missionaries in transit, and then I just take either the bus or I really like to take the bus because you get to see everything as you're going in
Yeah.
to the city. So I prefer that, or I take the bus to Angel Station and then go the rest of the way in.
So you were doing missionary work for the Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's his team. That's it, the Arsenal. Really.
Well, I had to be. I mean, I one time
Yeah.
got up into the crowd and taken to the game.
Well, they could be champions this
I was
season.
innocently at the pub, and some guys took me into the game. So,
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
I will have to dive out just for a minute. Okay, I'll catch you shortly. Excuse me.
yeah, I'm only about an hour from London on the bus.
well, we may just have to have a little meetup then for sure. I mean, I the thing is when I'm there, I always spend about a day and a half just in the British Museum alone. So, and I still feel like I haven't seen everything. Probably if I put all the time together that I've been in the British Museum, it probably comes to about 6 days, and I still feel like there's more to be seen. So,
Fast. Yeah, it is.
Did you used to be in Belize?
yeah, I was in Belize for 7 years.
All right.
But when I was going back and forth from Nigeria, I found it was very good mentally to have that break and leaving Nigeria and coming back to the States, just having a couple of days just to sort of decompress. And maybe some would think London's an odd place to decompress, but you're not just being thrown right back into your family and friends. You're kind of just able to make a mental shift. And I used to say, I think that's a thing that really, for any overseas workers, I think the sudden transition of being in your home country and within 24 hours being in a third world country, it's a bit of a shock on the system, or vice versa. Third world country, first world country is a bit of a shock. And I just, back in the old days, you'd have been on a ship, making that journey, and it would have taken weeks. So you had that time of a mental transition. But I think that is a lot healthier than just that 24-hour plane flight.
I was in the States, Professor, in 2019, visiting my son. He was in Radford in Virginia.
Okay.
We went to Roanoke, and we spent a good morning in Milan Cigars, or the Milan Tobacconists.
Okay.
Really good. Really, really good. We don't have tobacconists like that in the UK. I don't think we ever have. It was just fantastic,
Well, there's some good shops here for sure. I hadn't been to that many of them, but the Country Squire, I mean, they have a large pipe selection. Of course, there's Gatlin Burlier that's up in Tennessee, and I mean, they've got a great selection of some of their own blends of tobacco, just like the Squire. And then, of course, there's the Briary, which is in Birmingham. They probably, of any pipe shop I've been in, they have the largest selection of pipes.
Guys, I put a few things in the chat since my video is so bad, or some my audio, and there's a thing in there. Alan Kerslake, he had some Falcon pipes, and there's a thing where he's showing his collection. He's got like 7 of them. So
Yeah, I
like
love
that.
watching Alan Kerslake.
Oh, yeah.
yep, me too.
He was an old school pipe smoker, wasn't he? He reminded me of my grandfather, actually, who you know, they smoke their pipes a lot, and if they could get some cheap that herbal tobacco, and they would mix it with some Bruno just to eke it out, you know.
Yeah.
My grandfather used to do it. He used to go to the herbalist, and he used to come back with his stuff, and it literally smelt as though there was a bonfire in the house. It was
Colt's foot. Was it Colt's foot?
I can't remember what it was.
Well, it'd be like here, a lot of people, since we didn't have St. Bruno, a lot of people would have used Carter Hall to kind of do that blending with. And I used Carter Hall whenever I'd find something that is maybe just a little too strong or not completely what I liked. I'd mix just a little bit of Carter Hall in with it, and that would normally mellow it out, and it'd be a really good blend.
We used to have a tobacco. I think you can still get it, called Gold Block.
Yeah.
Still get it. It's gone downhill a bit, but that was quite a good mixing tobacco. And
Yeah,
there used to be a guy on YouTube, a presenter called Milverton68, Tim.
Oh, Tim, yeah.
And if you ever watch this, I hope you're well and thriving. But he had this recipe where you mix Gold Block with St. Bruno, and it was a good, reasonable mix. It was a pleasant smoke.
Ogden's mixture, they call it.
Ogden's mixture. That's right. True.
That's right. Yeah, I know what you mean, Paul. Tim, and he did appear on a video not that long ago of a gentleman that was trying to get into our meeting last time called Paul. Yeah, and I can't think of his. But it's one he did.
Yeah.
And they were down in Portsmouth, something in that location, and there he was.
That was my video.
Southampton, probably, Tree.
That was the video I did.
Oh, it was yours.
Yes.
You are the Paul. I'm sorry.
I'm hiding my light under a bushel. I used to present that one time years ago, back in 2010.
Yeah, but that was only 6 months ago.
But that video is still available, and we had a great day out at the Dickens pub in St. Catherine's Dock.
Yeah, well, like you guys enjoy his. What was the name of his dog he used to have there with him? Oh, anyway, don't worry about it, Paul. Anyway, you've just closed the loop on that one. So you are Paul. Sorry.
Yeah. We got through about 7 pints of Doom Bar in an afternoon. So
did he? My boy.
So we all did. It was great.
He just laughs at everything, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's another gentleman around that era, Pipes to Jim. Do you remember him? And I think he actually played a string instrument. Violin, maybe. I was going to say viola, violin. Well, there you go. So, and he was a most enjoyable presenter to listen to and watch. Yeah. And he just went.
Yeah.
Hey, you mentioned Alan. I'll show his pipes real quick. Here's Alan and his pipes.
I have a collection of Falcons and Falcon type pipes and Alcos. Down below them, pipes that I've made myself. Just above them, the more pipes that I've made myself. Alongside them, some small pipes. Above it, some more Falcon type pipes. Meerschaum, which is a barling. You have some small pipes, I can't remember what they call them, powdery tobacco, and a couple of clay pipes. Above them, we've got 2 ceramic calabash, and we have a gourd calabash and an Paul ceramic. I need to put the lock on.
There we go. We can bring Alan back.
Well done, Professor.
Yeah.
Your wizardry
Well
again.
done.
I got one of these. Can't get away from them at car boots. So, Professor, when you was in Belize, did you ever come across Tata Duente? No,
No.
he was like a goblin type thing that lived in the forest
Oh,
with his
Well,
feet on backwards.
feet are backwards. Yeah, the Indians did talk about it. Yeah.
I
Never
watched a
saw it.
program on it last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Mayan Indians would talk about it like it like misleads you. It leads you in a false direction
Yeah.
and kind of tries to get you lost in the jungle.
yeah, and if you go in the jungle, you got to hide your thumbs because it wants to steal them. It hasn't got any thumbs itself. Apparently.
Yeah, they would talk about it. That its feet are turned around back.
Did you sleep all right last night, Tree? You weren't dreaming about these things.
No, I never sleep very well anyway.
Well, he woke up, his
I
feet
got
were on backwards.
big pipe to take to bed and cuddle now.
That is an absolute beezer. What's it made? Is it fiberglass?
No,
Briar and aluminium, tell me. You got a full Spitfire there.
yeah, that's it. The metal bit is aluminium, I think.
Wow.
The bowl is made up of sort of like quarter sections of blocks, curved blocks, and stacked
Right.
on each other, and then I think that's formica on the top of it. I don't think it's veneer. I think it's. Oh, it might be.
You have to wonder if you have a one-off, a one of a kind, or if they made a few of those for
I
pipe
don't
shops.
know. I've never seen one before.
That'd be good in the garden tree. You could put a plant in it or something, couldn't you?
The old boy had it hung up in his workshop with all his traction engines. But he said his dad smoked a pipe. That's why his friends gave him that one. He said he mainly smoked a Peterson, but he'd hold it up like that so didn't get any juice running down into the pipe. He said he always had it pointed up in the air. He actually said he's going to dig his pipes out for me. He don't smoke a pipe himself. So I'll have to give him a ring again.
Well, it's definitely quite a find for sure.
Yeah.
Have we got anyone in the chat room, Professor? I can't see. Is there anyone?
Backcountry just said he definitely has to get one of the Hardgraves tribute pipes, and I put the link in the chat there for anybody that wants to check it out. And I'll put the link down in the bucket below when we finish today. But we probably should go ahead and start wrapping us up. I think we've been together for a little while now, but it's been great to have everybody pop in.
Yeah, I'll just show you the pipe again.
Yeah, definitely. It's like you're holding my pipe.
Pipe smoking can be dangerous. This will give you a hernia.
Yeah,
That's right.
I only smoke one pipe a day now.
Yeah, just down to one bottle. Oh, love it.
You should have put some dry ice in it, Tree, and had it sitting in front of you, and then walked up. you know, it would have been like that perspective thing. I think the movie, I don't know if y'all have ever seen this American movie called Top Secret. And,
Yeah.
you know, it have some of that, you know, this
Yeah.
perspective.
He walks up and grabs the phone, but it's huge.
Yeah.
And don't he have a fight with a cow in a? Oh no, he's wearing a cow outfit, but with Wellingtons on.
You're right.
That reminds me of the story. I think it was in the country. They've been doing a pantomime, and it was only a local acting group. But the two chaps that were, I'm not sure which one it was, but they were dressed up as a cow. And when they were going to go home, it was absolutely throwing it down. So they went home in the costume together, and they were crossing the field. And the guy in front says, "Good grief, there's a bull." He says, "What are we going to do?" He says, "Well, I'm going to stand here and eat grass. You better brace yourself." That's a true story, that tree. I just thought while you were wrapping up, Professor, I could just get away with that one.
Yep. That way.
Are you all right, Paul? I'm not upset you, am I? You're not into pantomime.
This is pantomime enough, I think.
Yeah. Happy days.
A friend of mine used to be in a heavy metal band called Barry and the Beachcombers. It's a really heavy metal name, isn't it?
Mm.
But it'd be on stage playing the guitar, but in a cow costume.
All right.
With the others hanging down. Yeah.
He was...
turn up at the gig and he comes out in his cow outfit and starts playing heavy metal, and you think, what am I looking at?
Oh, he identified as a transgender cow.
Yeah.
So it wasn't mood. It wasn't mood music. It was moo music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Yeah. Would you great? I don't know why, Professor. This is coming to a very bad end.
I know that was utterly disgusting.
Oh.
But, at the end of it, he did milk it a bit.
Well, all right, gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed your Falcon Friday. Remember, Smoking Pipes is 15% off today. We're not getting paid for that, but if you are sitting there and, you know, thinking, man, I wish I could get a pipe just for a few dollars off, there you go.
Brilliant.
Get much better than that.
Well, Professor, can I say thank you very much for your hospitality again, and thank you, everyone else in the fellowship. I thoroughly enjoyed your company.
Been a most convivial evening. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see
Oh, Paul, the gentleman and the scholar. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Nice of you.
Take care, everyone.
I'll see you on
All right.
Sunday.
All right, everyone. Great
Weekend.
to have you. Enjoyed being with
Next
y'all on
time.
YouTube. And for those who tuned in, we have 13 watching now. So
Oh, wow.
God bless you for watching. And we'll catch you next time. So.
Yes.
Awesome.
Bye for now.